2020? That's not a real year. I think this post makes more sense now than ever. The reason I like staying up late so much is because between the hours of 1 AM to 5 AM, the world is quiet and no one expects anything from me. I could stare at my wall for 4 hours and there would be no consequences. It's so silent and calm. I love it. I'm screaming, so my cat knows I get upset when he steps on my paintings, not yelling or anything. I think he just sees me spend hours trying to cover up what his paws do in my studio, which is a crammed small storage closet with painting all over the floor drying. So like, I'm in there right now, and I saw him try to get to point A to point B, but it was impossible for him to jump over, so like, he realized the mad parts were dry, and like, he was stepping on the corners of the painting, and every step he'd look at his paw to see if he fucked up, and honestly, it was the most thoughtful thing ever. I don't ever want to hear anyone ever say that cats don't care. That pickles are just cucumbers that are pickled. I hate Redditors so fucking much. Where the F did you think they came from? Cucumber turns itself into a pickle. Funniest sh I've ever seen. Life hack. If someone makes a racist or sexist joke, say, with total seriousness, "I don't get it, can you explain it?" Then watch them crash and burn. My coworker and I, screwing around. Customer we haven't noticed yet. The funniest version of this is when you work in a haunted house. I was super bored one night because we were really slow and the animatronic that served as my queue had broken without my knowing, so I didn't get an alert that someone was coming. I was in the hallway singing peanut butter jelly time at the top of my lungs and jumping up and down in the hallway. The guy in the next hallway over was singing it with me. I don't know what he was doing, but knowing him, it was equally goofy. So, imagine being a teenager girl and her teenage boyfriend coming down a dark and spooky hallway filled with fog and finding a small demonic looking thing jumping like a madman, shouting peanut butter jelly time at the top of its lungs with the voice of a 12-year-old boy and hearing a deep, booming voice repeating it back. That sounds scarier than most things I've experienced in a haunted house, to be totally honest. My friend Chris bought a 12-pound bag of peach rings and won't put it down. Filmmakers, before you make a movie with an ambiguous ending, please consider "I like to know things." This is the world's largest crystal ruby. Mark Mothersbaugh had the gem carved in the shape of an ice cream cone. A few years ago, I became friends with a gemologist, and I saw all these gems that he had lying around, one of which was this big ugly stone that I picked up. That's the world's largest ruby you're holding. He didn't know what to do with it, so next time I saw him, I asked if I could carve it. "It's right over there," points across the room to a glass case. I was thinking, who do you sell the world's largest ruby to? Somebody who's uber rich, and people don't get uber rich unless there's something dark attached to it. It's always communists in China, or drug dealers in South America, or oil people in Russia. It's those kinds of people who are going to want the world's largest ruby, and I wanted to F with them in some way. So I said, I'm going to carve it into a turd. But it will look like a custard. I'm going set it on top of a cone, and it will look like a sweet treat, but really it's a turd. They'll buy it, because it's the world's largest ruby, but only I'll know that it's a turd. Mark Mothersbaugh. Chaotic good. I have a new hero. Sisyphus must be thick as F by now. You know, this was supposed to be just a shitpost, but I got to thinking about it, and pushing a boulder up a mountain might be the best workout I can think of. First, he's pushing. That engages the chest muscles primarily, giving Sisyphus godlike pecs. Secondary muscles are in his arms, of course, so he's got tris for days. Third, the lower body. Jesus F. Have you ever done weighted sled pushes on flat ground? Those will fucking eat your hamstrings. Like, crush them. And he's going up a mountain. And glutes. Glutes. Sisyphus must have cheeks like two hairy Greek diamonds. And then There's the calf muscles. It's hard as F to work calves, but you know that he'll work. You know what'll work? Pushing a boulder up a mountain. Forever. Those calves are now cows. So, all I'm trying to say I bet Sisyphus thought his task would be a living hell, but now that he's swollen thick as absolutely all F, he's loving it. Like, loving it. Turns out Camus was right. You call it really bad at darts. I call it freestyle acupuncture. Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to leave the bar. Throwback to the time my poor German teacher had to explain the concept of formal and informal pronouns to a class full of Australians, and everyone was scandalized and loudly complained, why can't I treat everyone the same? I don't want to be a C. But being friendly is respectful. Wouldn't using do just show I like them? Until one guy conceded, I suppose maybe I do see with someone like the Prime Minister, if he weren't such a PP, and my teacher ended up with her head in her hands, saying, you are all banned from using do, until I can trust you. God help Japanese teachers in Australia. If this isn't an accurate representation of Australia, I don't know what is. Australia's reverse formality respect culture is fascinating. We don't even really think about it until we try to communicate or aim about another culture, and the rules that are pretty standard for most of the world just feel so wrong. I went to America this one time, and I kept automatically thinking that strangers using sir and ma'am were sassing me. Australians could not be trusted with a language with ingrained tiers of formal address. The most formal forms would immediately become synonyms for go F yourself, and if you weren't using the most informal version possible within 3 sentences, odd meeting someone, they'd take it to mean you hated them. 100% true. The difference between excuse me and excuse me is a fist fight. Man, Victorian slang was fking lethal. Got the morbs, sock, 1880. Temporary melancholia. Abstract noun coined from adjective morbid. Literally, how was anyone expected to say something like this with a straight face? Lying on my velvet chaise lounge in my robe and slippers. Sorry old chap, but I won't be able to make it out tonight. I'm afraid I've got the morbs. Duolingo Bimboification. 2019. Cute. 2014. Classic. Nice. 2012. Eats human skin. 2011. This might be a harmful black magic sigil. Taken literally 1 minute apart. The old scream and sleep. Dishonored really has the sexiest aesthetic ever. There's assassins. There's witches. There's whales. There's steampunk tech and a beating heart that tells you people's darkest secrets. A spooky looking twink that won't let you sleep. Swarms of rats. It's just undeniably sexy. A disgraced elf with an incredible For your consideration. Emo. The world is broken, and I'm sad, because there's nothing I can do to fix it. Goth. The world is broken, but there's an odd beauty in the dark parts. Punk. The world is broken, and I'm angry, and I'm going to fight to fix it. Scap. Maybe the world is broken, but I've got a fking trumpet. If you could eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be, and why? Salad. Because think about it, salad can mean anything. You can have regular salad, but there's also fruit salad, potato salad, so who's to stop you from having pizza salad, ice cream salad, chicken nugget salad? All you have to do is cut it up, and there you fking go, it's salad. Wait, this is really smart. Person. I'm 6 foot tall. Me. Tries to imagine 6 Subway sandwiches on top of each other. What the hell is that fox doing? Probably making a withdrawal, seeing as he's in line at the ATM. My favorite part about this picture is that people saw the fox there and just started queuing behind it. Well yeah, cutting in line is rude. Hey, I just got this horrifying mask at Walmart today. I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry. The impulse was too strong. Did you buy it with money? I did. In fact, purchase it with money. What did it cost? Like $1.20. My late great grandmother kept a box of melted nails from her house as a memento from the Great Chicago Fire. Forbidden Rice Krispie treat. You ever meet someone who makes you wish you had a large iced coffee to slurp loudly every time they start talking? Telling someone to shut up will always be the simplest and most effective shutdown. But nothing says a total lack of respect or regard for their opinion like putting a straw to your lips and slowly, excruciatingly taking a drag so that the crushed ice scrapes against the inner tubing while maintaining eye contact the entire time, so there's absolutely no way they can assume it's unintentional on your part. Occasionally, the universe orders one of its many snipers to fire a warning shot at me, not to cause any physical harm, mind you. They're just reminders that the universe hates me and could snuff out my puny little life anytime it wishes. Today, that warning shot came in the form of my microwave burrito being completely empty. No filling. Just tortilla. How can you look at this and still believe the world is kind and just? It has filling. The filling is more tortilla. If she's your girl, why is she using my crafting table? I'm not saying she is a I'm just saying her spawn point isn't set to her own bed very often. I pity the future historians that are gonna try and take a crack at this one. It takes thousands of years for sunlight to travel from the sun's core to its surface, and then only 8 minutes to reach us. Me, when I'm a light particle that spent thousands of years tunneling, so I could fly into space, and I instantaneously slam into a small ball of rocks, where I get eaten by a leaf. What the F? Muggleborns accidentally calling Dumbledore Gandalf. Muggleborns purposely calling Dumbledore Gandalf, and then Dumbledore looks them dead in the eyes and says, "Call me that one more time, and you shall not pass." Greek artist 1. Hey, so like, how should I show a killer's extreme grief though? Greek artist 2. Make him a burrito. Greek artist 1. But, Greek artist 2. Burrito. A killer's is a mood. I saw the future. There were so few bees left that they crossbred beekeepers with them so they could better connect with them. I was taking a test to identify plants. I won because some dude thought pineapples were berries, and after that, I met a beekeeper who worked inside of a giant glass beehive and had little antennas and a dope's beard. The name escapes me every fucking time, and I just accepted this. So, I've been jogging lately and have had painful nip chafe for a leaf I cut an old shirt to wear at home. I forgot I was wearing it when I had a package delivered to my door. My grandmother had a breast removed due to breast cancer. Although she was not skilled at sewing, she spent hours trying to improve the craft. She had padding in the bra cup where her breast was missing. She used her padded breast as a pincushion while she was sewing. She answered her front door to a delivery man and realized after his stunned silence and widened stare at her breast that she had multiple straight pins stuck in it. She had the biggest laugh about that. Wheeze. Honestly, why would you hide this in the notes?